Wow, it's a busy night at the theater. First time at the movie theater 2024. I'm walking in right now to see Ferrari. I gotta tell you, man, I'm hyped for this movie. Adam Driver, Penelope Cruz, and for the cinematography. It's Michael Mann. What a blessing it is to be able to go to a big movie theater and see a great director such as Michael Mann do his thing. All right, enough talk. Let's get in there, and I will see you afterwards. Ferrari. Okay, stepping out of the theater. The local Cinemark. Wow. I just saw a great film. I just saw an incredible film by Michael Mann called Ferrari. Woo! What a way to kick off the new year. And yes, technically the film is from 2022. I mean, it was released, a couple of weeks ago. This movie has to be seen on a huge screen. I'm so happy I made it out. I can see why Robert Meyer Burnett put it up so high in his top 10 of the year. This movie has it all. It's got cinematic, epic brilliance. The scope of this story that really takes place just maybe a couple weeks, as far as maybe a summer. They probably did jump time a little bit, but what I got, I don't know Ferrari's story at all. But what I loved was how they showed that Ferrari was a god in Italy. Like, he was revered. He was the man. And you got that every person, from his people who he worked for, to the press, to the townspeople, to the country, hung on his word. And it really showed that history of who Enzo was. And there's only very few flashbacks in this thing, and it's at the beginning, and there's a very brief flashbacks during an opera. I'm going to get to the opera in a second. Now, the brief flashback at the beginning is black and white, and you see young Enzo winning a race, and he's smiling, and it's and again, it's like, from the 20s, and it jumps to 1957. Man, this movie looks cool. I mean, everyone just looks so great. Just as far as the fashion and the design work. Okay, I know I'm jumping around, guys, but I was really impressed with Michael Mann's work. It is just such a treat to see him do his thing. So the story is pretty simple in that Ferrari is facing quite a few challenges coming from all different places, right? The challenge is Maserati and to win the next big race, which is like this marathon race that happens, that they're gearing up for. And he's getting all his racers in place. The other challenge is that his company is going to be bankrupt. Then a huge challenge is with his wife, played by Penelope Cruz, who's just terrifyingly amazing. And his kind of other woman that he loves, what's her name? Shailene Woodley, who gives him a child because he got a young son. And she wants him to be proclaimed a Ferrari. He wants his name. So he's got it coming from all sides. So you really see what a great man he is, a controversial man he is, in Italy and in the racing world. But then you see what a mess he's created personally. So there's a lot of personal drama, a lot of personal suffering going on in this film, in his relationship between him and Penelope, him and his I guess other woman. But then also too, he's haunted by his past, his past ones, his friends who were racers who died 24 years to the day, 24 years ago. His son who just died a year before. He even says that he's haunted by them. He speaks to them. What I found very interesting is that the first, I would say, 15-20 minutes is all on laying the dramatic scenes down. There's no racing at all. So you know, one of the first scenes is that he goes to visit his son's grave, and they go visit his son's grave every day. And actually, the movie begins and ends with that. This is master storytelling. I gotta tell you, this is master storytelling. There is such a shocking scene in the race that I did not know that was completely devastating, and it was a controversial crash. So to say that is one thing, but to see it on the big screen is another. Okay, let's get to one of my... Okay, let me also talk about the cinematography for the racing. Very intense, very in your face, at the same time very majestic. It wasn't like, you know, it was pretty, and then it was kind of disconnected, and it was just it was also in a funnel. You got the energy of the race car drivers, and this just their sure will to win, which Ferrari has an incredible speech that he gives. He talks to his race car drivers before. That's a fantastic scene. That is a fantastic scene. But one of my favorite montages is when he goes to the opera, and in a small town that they're in, everyone can hear the opera. So even though you might not attend it, you can hear it. So he's at the opera. Shailene is at the opera, sitting apart from him. Penelope can hear it from her window. Ferrari's mom, who lives with Penelope, can hear it from her window. Each of them have a specific memory to this song, and we see those memories. And my God, was that gorgeous. Gorgeous, because it talked about, I was telling you about those past loved ones that have passed and that have gone away. You saw all that really quickly. You saw all that. What a way to tell backstory. What a treat, and what a love affair Michael Mann had. You can see it with Italy. I was just like blown away how gorgeous the storytelling was. What a complete gorgeous love letter to Italy that Michael Mann gave to us in this film. So yeah. Again, there's a few movies that I hadn't seen, which is probably why, you know, that was the only reason why I didn't talk about them in my best of 2023. But I mean, this is definitely would have been in my top 10. Absolutely, maybe close to 5. It is that amazing. And Penelope Cruz is, like I said, she's terrifyingly just amazing in this role. Damn, that woman can act. Every walk, every movement she made, every look. There's a scene where she goes to visit her son's grave and she doesn't say a word. She doesn't say a word. So I mean, you had the classic Michael Mann intense close-ups that were off-center, where the actor's off-center, but you're just drawn into their eyes. Over shoulder, there's action happening. I love those Michael Mann close-ups. I just love those so much. Yeah. So if you can, go see this film in the theater. Anything else is an injustice. Great music by Daniel Pemberton, who did Spider-Verse. Adam Driver was, beyond solid. What a great character he got to play. Patrick Dempsey plays the veteran racer that races for him. He was wonderful. Yeah, and so many great characters. Yeah, that is my out of the theater reaction and review of Ferrari by Michael Mann, one of our great film auteurs who's still doing great things. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Did you see it? Have you seen it? Are you going to see it? And we'll be back for more. There's a playlist of out of the theater reviews. God bless you all, and I will see you soon. Ferrari.